Shemai friendy eye, and welcome back to my channel. My name is CaitlinAnwyn for anyone who's new here, and let's get into another speed build. And today I'm renovating a house in Grimm's Quarry. So I wanted to make this one a little bit more eco because this is the supposed to be the nicest part of Evergreen Harbour, and Grimm's Quarry has the neighbourhood action plans for the modern developments and the green initiatives. So it's not really in this part of the neighbourhood, but around the back I do pop in and have a look at what those ones look like every now and again. So you can see right at the back. So I wanted to match those ones instead of matching the houses around this area. I was kind of disappointed that these houses don't have green roofs as well. But this house is kind of like the odd one out of the street, and I'm okay with that because I thought these houses looked really boring. Like, these could be in any of the neighborhoods in The Sims, really. Like, these could basically be Willow Creek houses, and I don't want to build a Willow Creek house. I wanted to build like this funky eco lot, so I rotated the house so it would match in with the ones to the left instead of how it was originally, just because you got more of a back garden if it's rotated this way than the other way. And I wanted to give your Sims a little bit of a money boost by shrinking this house down a little bit. And it's actually the biggest tiny house you can have. So it's 100 tiles, but it does give you a little bit of a discount for your bills. So I thought that would be a little extra help. And this house really didn't need to be that big. Like, I do have a quick little nosy about in the original build, and again, it seems like there's going to be a trend with Evergreen Harbour that the builds are pretty empty. Like, this had 2 bedrooms, but literally they just had beds in the bedrooms and a sofa looking at nothing. I weren't too pleased with that. And I tried to play around a little bit to make this a little bit more interesting, still have it be a giant rectangle like the rest of the houses on the street, but just make it a little bit more interesting, I guess, to look at. So it's got like a bit of a balcony out the back instead of at the front, because that front balcony made no sense. It was just floating as well. I like how I spend most of my renovation builds just complaining about the EA builds. What really annoyed me, that there was like a grey swatch for the wallpaper to make it like a two-tone, but there wasn't that grey colour in the fence, which was kind of frustrating, so I went for black instead. That roof colour on the porch is actually like solar powered, and you can actually get power from that, just that roof tile, and that's free. So if you can't afford solar panels, you can just use that roof paint and you can get a little bit of power on your lot. But obviously with an eco house we need some solar panels on the roof and those wind turbines so we can get some power onto our lot. I don't think I have made this off the grid automatically, but you can always switch it to off the grid. You should be able to live quite nicely with a few solar panels and a wind turbine. I wanted this to match but not match. It's kind of strange because like the bit where this house is placed, it totally does not go with any of the other houses, but they go with all of the rest of the houses near the apartments. So they're the odd one out, but they're following the green initiative. And then for the inside, as you can tell, like I didn't really need to delete much. It's just kind of bare in here. So to decorate the inside, I wanted to use as much of the fabricated items that I could, but obviously like not everything can be fabricated, so we haven't got any like fabricated counters or anything. So if I just went with just fabricated items, your Sims wouldn't be able to survive in this house. But I wanted to use as much as possible, really. So anything that was fabricated, I was going to use a fabricated option for it. But like counters and like kitchen area was just kind of impossible. But I wanted to pull in that grey colour from the bottom of the first floor outside into the inside. So the majority of this build is kind of going to be like greys and natural wood tones. I always kind of start like a little story in my head. I spend that long fussing with the builds that I always have like a little story in my head with the build. So this is kind of built for a single parent with a teen sim, and the single parent really loves neutral tones with like woods and greys, but the teen is obviously rebelling and it doesn't quite like the parents' taste. But the majority of the house is going to be for the parents' taste, so it's going to be like greys and neutral tones. And they really like the houndstooth. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. Sometimes it's just like my accent makes it sound bad as well. I can never really remember what that pattern's called. So to get the fabricated items up in build mode, if you didn't know, we need to put in a few different cheats. So we need the show hidden objects cheat and the show live edit objects cheat. I put both in just in case every time now. A little tip if you don't want to type out the cheats every time you do a build, save them in like a Word document or like a notes document and just copy and paste them over into the cheat bar. That's what I do every time. It just saves me just that teeny bit of time every time I build. Now this is hilarious. This is when I go, oh shit, they can't get upstairs. I deleted the stairs as I was like moving the house about, and yeah, I totally forgot to replace the stairs, so they're having a ladder now. I love this ladder that it only takes up one tile space. I think that's amazing, especially because I did not leave any space for this ladder. I totally forgot they needed to get upstairs. I'm just decorating my house like. I could have really blagged that and said that I planned to have a ladder, but I think it's funnier that I forgot that my Sims needed to get upstairs. And the bedroom with the 3 windows is going to be the teen's bedroom, our rebellious teen. So the parent really likes grey and neutral tones, and then the teen fabricated their own bedroom and they decided that they wanted a really bright red. And I can't imagine the parent being too happy about this bedroom. Like they like quite a calm and neutral tones in their house, and then the teen just makes all these bright red items. But I think it's kind of fun. They're kind of like a little bit of a rebellious teen. They don't want those neutral tones and they kind of don't like the patterns, so they just wanted this bright bedroom. And I think the light, the natural light in here is a lot nicer than in the parents' bedroom, but the parents' bedroom's got a balcony, so, you know. And the parents kind of went a little bit mad with the houndstooth in their room. Kind of made it a little bit more subtle in the rest of the house, but in their bedroom they're totally going all out with the pattern. They love it. They love the grey and white, so they've gone all out with fabricating their own, like their very own their favourite bedroom. So the teens got their favourite and the parents got theirs. So everything is that pattern in that bedroom. I kind of like it matching, and I kind of think it's like a little bit too much. That's just me. I kind of like having plain bedrooms, really. Like that's the colour of every wall of this room. is just like a kind of very pale pink, and this is the most exciting thing in my room, and that's why this is where I'm sitting. I love my books. This is actually a quote from Roald Dahl. Watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you. Roald Dahl. And it kind of reminded me of the Great British Menu, because this year's theme was all children's books, and I've literally just finished binge watching that. I wonder if any of you like have seen it or have heard of it. It's obviously a British thing. It's like a professional competition to have your dish served at this massive banquet. It's kind of cool. And it's chefs from all over the UK or all over Britain. And of course, as the Welsh lady I am, I was rooting for the Welsh chef to get into the Welsh chef that got into the finals to get their menu in on the banquet, and they didn't, and I was kind of gutted. But I'm sure that's been out for quite a while now. I don't think I'm gonna spoil it for anyone, even if anyone watches that. It's kind of niche. It's like professional chefs kind of doing professional stuff, but it's so interesting seeing what they do. But where I was getting with this is all of the meals were based around books and the food in the books. So like obviously Harry Potter was a massive one, and there was like loads of like food related things in Harry Potter. But with like Roald Dahl, they done the giant chocolate cake from Matilda, but it wasn't a chocolate cake, it was like this layered dessert. Very cool. Totally got off track there, but I really enjoyed watching the Great British Menu. And then I found these little tiles in Debug that sort of matched the pavement around the house, because it had like these kind of like mossy, grassy areas in between the tiles like the pavement. And the pavement looks dropped, and there's cars around the neighborhood, like your neighbors have got a car, so I thought it'd be nice to give this house a little driveway. I find it funny how we all used to size up the toy car for years to pretend all our Sims have got cars, and then they give us these live edit objects and then we have a car. So I'm just going to pretend it's electric so your Sims aren't ruining the environment. There we go, that is the entire house. Obviously, because Grimm's Quarry is has a green footprint, an eco footprint, it's nice and like glowy with the northern lights floating about. So I wanted to show that off. And I don't think I mentioned this, but I didn't use any other packs other than Eco Lifestyle and base game for this as well. So here we go, that is the entire build. Which part is your favorite? I really enjoy doing the outside. I like the outdoors, the outdoor areas the most, with the like vertical planters and like all of the eco stuff. I was really happy to make like a little driveway as well, so we match in with our neighbors. But we kind of look like the odd one out on this street. Everyone else looks like they've built their houses for Willow Creek, and we've built ours for Eco Grimm's Quarry, or Eco Evergreen Harbour. I always forget the names of these towns. It's kind of a lot easier to find things eco than it is to find industrial things. I was a little bit more frustrated last week trying to find all of the industrial stuff. I think the biggest challenge with this house was decorating things with fabricated items, and obviously I couldn't manage to do it with just purely fabricated items, but everything I could pick that was fabricated, I picked the fabricated option rather than the normal option. So this house is like, could be for your maker, eco maker sims, and they got plenty of space to expand. Now you could like add extra items like the recycling machine and the fizzing machine into this house, but I didn't want to make it too expensive. But there we go. Let me know what's your favorite part of the house, and if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, and if you haven't already and you would like to, it would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. I upload on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!